There we are. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Spokane Steve, of course, and it's time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball 1966 replay. The 1/3 mark in the season, give or take. Angels exactly at 1/3 have played 54. Kansas City a little behind at 51 games played, but very close, 537. So the next game played will be the exact 1/3 mark in terms of total games in the replay. This is the third game of a 3-game series. Okay, I messed that up yesterday. First of all, let's straighten that out. I had mistakenly announced yesterday's game as the second game of a 3-game series. It was actually the third. So the Red Sox, in winning, took 2 of 3 from the Orioles. This is the third game of this series, and these two teams split the first two, so this is the rubber game. Two pretty evenly matched teams, at least in terms of record. And we will have Raleigh Sheldon on the mound for the Red Sox. Sorry, for the Athletics. He'll end his season with the Red Sox. And lefty Marcelino Lopez for the Angels. Let's check in on the chat. We find fellow Frank. Hi, Franklin. Howdy, Kelly. Hello, Unmitigated. Hello, Mike. Hello, Bill. Welcome, one and all. Other news. Tomorrow evening, I'm going to be going to a Spokane Indians game. Yeah, first time in well over 30 years. But my cousin from Sarasota wanted to go, so we're going to have kind of a family outing. It's the A-ball affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, so nothing to get too excited about. They'll be playing the Hops, who are the A-ball affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. But it'll be fun. There's also talk of some bowling tomorrow. It's possible I will not have a game tomorrow, in other words. That could be a busy day for me. Also, I have a doctor's appointment at 10. We'll have to see how it goes. I might be able to squeeze it in there. Anyway, we got a game today. That's the important thing. So let's take a look at the starting pitchers in the replay so far. Sheldon has been the worst starter for Kansas City so far. In fact, only 5 pitchers have made starts for the Athletics. He would rank last with a 5.03 ERA. He's 3-3. A dozen starts, 1 complete game, 68 innings of work. Lopez has been the Angels' best starter. Despite the 3-5 record, he has a 2.89 ERA, which ranks among the league leaders, and in a dozen starts has worked 75 innings. Lopez also the unfortunate victim of a coffee bath earlier in the year. These things happen. Frank's game on inside pitch had the Athletics shutting out the Angels 4-0. Franklin's back. Hello, Franklin. That didn't take long. All right, here we go. There's the lineup for the Athletics. Campy Campaneris leads off at shortstop. Roger Repose in center field. Mike Hirschberger, who's listed among the who's hot right now, in right field hitting third. Danny Cater will be in left field today. Ken Harrelson at first base. Ed Charles back in the lineup at third base. Phil Roof will do the catching. Computer-only card Ernie Fazio at second base. And Sheldon the pitcher. I think it would be Fazio. I should know that. You know what? I'm going to say it's Fazio until or unless somebody corrects me. It's a hot one today, I'll tell you that right now. Franklin had a no-hitter. Congratulations, Franklin. Those are rare and fun. Let's make sure we're lined up here. Looks like we're about ready to get started. Here's the umpires for today's game. Bill Valentine calling the balls and strikes. Nestor Shylock at first. Cal Drummond at second. And Hank Soar down at third base. And with that, it's time to play ball. Okay, here we go. Lopez ready to go to work. Up steps Campy Campaneris, hitting .260 on the year. 1 homer, 21 RBIs. Left-hander into the delivery now. The pitch is a 110 left-handed, and that's ripped high and deep to left field. Looks like that's going to get over right-guard's head to the wall for a double, and it's a leadoff double for Campaneris. Thought about going to third and thought better of it. So Campy at second, nobody out. Campaneris among the league leaders in steals with 17. Lopez with a poor hold, +3. But Rogers with that fine -2 arm makes it a +1 battery. So Repose will swing away. Repose 3 for 5 since coming over to Kansas City. He has the double and 2 RBIs. His full season stats, I'll have to go to the computer for that. Bear with me. Came over from the Yankees, remember. In 46 at-bats all told, he's hitting at .261. And welcome to Joel. Left-handed hitter. Lopez with the sign. The pitch, it's a 5-7 left-handed. A grounder to second base. Hernandez has it. Only play is to first, and Campaneris will take third on the throw. Here's Hirschberger. Hirschberger in recent times, 311, 333 on base, 489 slugging. On the season, .266, 1 home run, 20 RBIs. Runner at third, 1 down early in the game. We're going to roll for Innerback. Infield will be in. And here's the pitch to Hirschberger. 2-7 left-handed. 2-7 left-handed. And he walks him. A 1-out walk to Hirschberger. Good speed. +1 battery makes him a 17. They'll have to hold him at 15. That'll make the infield back. Kansas City loves to run. 48 steals on the year. He's going to try for the lead. Needs a 5 or a 6. 10, he does not get the lead. So you still think it's Repose. I throw that out to the group because that's what I called him when I was young, and somebody corrected me on that many years ago. So now I don't know what to think. Okay, Hirschberg did not get the lead. He's being held. Runners at the corners. Here's Danny Cater, which I used to pronounce Katir, by the way. So, yeah, I mean, just goes to show you. Cater hitting 196, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Lopez in a bit of a jam here to start the game off. From the stretch, it's going to be a 6-4 right-handed. It's a grounder to short X. That could be 2. Fregosi, a 236. Here's the play. On a 14, he's got it, but his only play is to first, and a run will score. With the runner being held, they had to pull the infield back. Campaneris scores easily, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. Wow, and Joel met Terry Cannon once. I don't even know who he is, I have to admit. Having trouble with my eyes today again. What else is new? Runner at second, 2 down. Here's Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson, 231 on the year, 2 homers, 14 RBIs, 1-0 Kansas City. They pitched for Lopez. 2-9 left-handed. It's a routine grounder to short for Gosi once again, and he throws him out to retire the side. Kansas City settles for a run on a hit and leaves a man. And after half, it's Kansas City 1, California coming to bat against Raleigh Sheldon. Well, thank you, Frank. But that doesn't mean it's right. Good point. I've heard announcers mispronounce names, professionals, so yeah, it happens. Here's the Angel lineup. Paul Shaw leads off at third base. Jim Fregosi, the shortstop. Rick Reichart back in the lineup in left field. Norm Seaburn at first base hits cleanup. Jose Cardinal in the 5 spot in center field. Ed Kirkpatrick's in right. Bob Rogers to do the catching. Jackie Hernandez is at second base once again. Another day off for Knopp, who did pinch hit in this game in real life. Of course, he's available in my game. And Lopez hitting ninth. I will say this, and if you're a Strat-O-Matic player, you can relate to this. In my opinion, Rigney finally gets it right. Shaw should be the leadoff man. Okay, how long this will last, I do not know. But if I were making out the lineup for this team, Shaw would be in the leadoff spot every day. Why? Because he had a .364 on base percentage. No, he didn't bat much, but the man could take a walk. Okay, thank you, Joel. Very interesting. Terry Cannon, speaking of now, ran a very interesting baseball book library in Pasadena. I'll be darned. You'd think I would have heard of him. Well, shame on me. Here's Shaw to lead it off. 245 average. 39 for 159, but 36 walks. Okay? So in our game, in the replay, in other words, he has a 389 on base average. And welcome into Colin. Colin, you're not helping. Sheldon's pitched to Shaw now. 210 right-handed, grounder down to third. That's going to be Charles. Across to first, he's out. Fregosi, the leading hitter on the team, at 327. 6 home runs, 33 RBIs. Sheldon into the windup now. 5-4 right-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. Tough chance for Charles, a 318. Charles to his left. And here's the play, and it's going to be the error range. It's a 4 on an 18. I can see it coming. His throw to first pulls Harrelson off the bag, and that's going to be an error on Charles. E5, Fregosi reaches. And Kansas City, with a good pitching staff this year, by comparison, they came in with a 3.72 team ERA compared to 3.92 for the Angels. But one thing that's really hurt Kansas City has been their defense. And here's Reichart, the team RBI leader now, batting .315. His 15 home runs among the league leaders, and he has 34 RBIs. Fregosi is star 16. Let's check the battery for KC. It's Sheldon with a -1 hold. Roof is 0. Fregosi will have to be held on at 13. The pitch from the stretch to Rick Reichard. 2-8 right-handed, and he hits him. Reichard hit by the pitch. We're going to roll for it. He'll take his base. Moving to second is Fregosi. And for Reichard, that is the 7th time he has been plunked. He'd be among the leaders in that category. Whether he's happy about that distinction or not, well, you'd have to ask him. Here's Seabird now, 228 average, 1 homer, 11 RBIs, left-handed batter. Sheldon, as you can see by just a glance at the card, gives up a lot of power to lefties. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-3 left-handed. A fly to right field X. Tough chance for Hirschberger now. Hirschberger, a good outfielder, 2-E-8. Ranging to his right on a 4. He leaps and makes an incredible catch, taking extra bases away from Seabird. On a fly ball B, Fregosi can tag up on that. That's going to go as a web jam either way. Fregosi can tag and go to third, 17 minus 4, 13. He's only out on the 20. He tags and he'll stay put at second. That's the second out, and it's up to Jose Cardinal. Cardinal at 243, 6 homers, 24 RBIs. Moved into the 5 spot, which, by the way, I think is an excellent spot for him to be hitting. He doesn't walk much. Most of his card is hits, which is what I like in my 5-hitter. Okay, here's the pitch to Cardinal. It's a 2-6 right-handed. He lines that one into right center. That's going to get a run in at least, double to 2, and it's a 2-star single. Fregosi scoring all the way to third is Reichard, and just like that, the Angels tie the ball game, 1-1. Cardinal 16. Cardinal held at 14. Kirkpatrick at the plate with 2 down. He's going to swing away. The pitch is a 6-3 left-handed. That's a fly to left field, actually. That's a tough chance for Cater, who's a 4E14. Big play here for Cater. It's a 9. Error range. It's an 11 on a 14. And he makes a fine running catch to end the inning. Oh, my goodness. I would have bet the farm that was going to be a hit or an error off of Cater. As it is, an unearned run scores to tie the ball game. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 left on. After an inning, we're tied at 1. All right, I'm sold. Repos it is. Makes no difference to me, so why not? I have to retrain my brain now. Like I say, that's what I called him as a kid. Customer service has never been great, but I think it's better than it used to be, which maybe not saying too much. And I still haven't seen Ben Witz. Anyone heard from Ben? I actually shot him an email this morning just asking if he's okay. Now, I'm not demanding 100% attendance here or anything like that. It's just, I just hope he's all right. Okay, now, here's Charles to start off the second. Charles on the season hitting .274, 1 home run, 16 RBIs. Lopez into the windup. The 3-11 left-handed. It's a foul ball back of the plate. Rogers back to get it. And he puts it away. Here's Phil Roof, the catcher. Roof hitting .232, 1 homer, 8 RBIs. Roof, known primarily for his defense throughout his career. Lopez into the windup. 3-7 lefty, grounds it down to third. That's going to be Shaw over to Seaburn, and quickly there's 2 down. Well, I try for the best. I try for accuracy, unmitigated. There's going to be mistakes, of course. But yeah, of course I want to get it right. Here's Ernie Fazio now. Another one I'm not sure of, but having grown up in an Italian home, I can tell you if it was correctly pronounced the Italian way, it would be Fazio. But they didn't always do that in Major League Baseball in the 60s. A lot of the Italian names were flattened out or Americanized. Anyway, Fazio it is. Fazio hasn't played much and will not play much. He's 0 for 4 in 2 games. Lopez comes in with a 3-7. That's a base hit into left field. Fazio's first hit. How about that? They're going to get the ball for him. He's a star 20, so he has to be held. Let me pull up his card on my screen. Yeah, he has to be held. +1 battery, so he's held at 18, but he only gets the lead on a 3. What's his chances of being picked? His back number's an 11. Yeah, what you don't want to do is have him thrown out and have the pitcher lead off. So he's going to stay put. That's going to be a 6-6 right-handed fly ball to right. That's playable for Kirkpatrick, who puts it away, and that does it for the Angels in the second. No runs, a hit, 1 left. I would say it's something, yeah, that's my guess, Mike. The Ben thing, it's something work-related. Sheldon takes the mound for the second. Bottom third of the Angel lineup, Bob Rogers to lead things off. Rogers, a switch-hitting catcher, will bat lefty. On the season, hitting just .209, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. Sheldon into the windup now. It's going to be a 3-8 right-handed grounder. Back to Sheldon. Fields it and throws to Harrelson for the out. Comebacker. Sheldon makes the play on it, and here's the second baseman, Jackie Hernandez. And look at that card against righties. There's not a damn thing there. On the season, 0 for 5. Knopp just feeling a little under the weather. He's available to pinch hit. Sheldon's pitch to Hernandez on a 3-4, flies it to right. Can of corn for Hirschberger, who makes the catch, and quickly there's 2 away. They'll bring up the pitcher Lopez, a right-handed batter, 3W. And it's a 3-5 righty grounder down to third. Charles charges it, gloves it, and throws him out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Raleigh Sheldon. Hello, Blaine. Welcome in. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're thinking. Allow me to speak for everybody. No, I think we're all thinking that. Or at least I hope that's what it is. I hope he's not sick or something. And we move to the third inning in this ball game, tied at 1. It'll be the top of the order for Kansas City. Campy to start it off. Lopez into the windup. That's a 2-8 left-handed, and Campy with a base hit up the middle. Ground ball with eyes makes it into center field, and Campy 2 for 2. And now you got to be thinking steal. +3, -2, +1, 20, held at 18. He's rolling for the lead. 2 through 6 or 12. That's a 7. He does not get it. On the back number, 12. He's a 12 on the back number. And here's Roger Repos. Repos 0 for 1. Left on left. 2-6 left-handed. It's a grounder to first base, hard hit. Seaburn goes down to Fregosi for 1. Back to first. It's the 3-6-3 twin killing. That's going to take some getting used to. A fine 3-6-3 double play. 2 out, nobody on, and here's Hirschberger. Here comes the pitch from Lopez on a 6-6 right-handed. It's a fly to right field. Kirkpatrick drifting over, and he'll take it for the out to retire the side. No runs a hit, nobody left. Still 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Yeah, Frank, any game can be a good game, regardless of their place in the standings at that point in time. And vice versa. Yeah, that's right, Franklin. KC in the middle of their fire sale. I think the June 13th is another deal. A minor one. So minor, in fact, that I can't remember it, and I just looked at it the other day. Top of the order for the Angels. Here's Shaw to lead things off. Sheldon into the windup. That's going to be a 3-6 right-handed, and he draws the walk. Let's walk. I'm trying to find him here now. Bear with me. God, I can't see today. Let's walk 37 for Shaw. And boy, I'll tell you what. I'm going to have to go to the league leaders. Because if Shaw does not lead the league in walks, he's got to be damn close. Where are the walks? Trying to find it. Here we go. He's second. Killebrew leads with 42. -1 battery. Shaw no threat to run. Here's Fregosi now. Fregosi reached on an error and scored in the first. Sheldon from the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-8 right-handed. Single into center field, an open single. Shaw can try to go to third. 14, Repos is 0. They're going to send him. And with nobody out, Kansas City's going to cut that off and hold Fregosi to first. Keep the double play in order. And Fregosi, 15, will have to be held on at 13, and Rick Reichart the batter. Sheldon trying to get a ground ball here. Of course, he plunked Reichart his first time up. Runner being held, runners at the corners, nobody out. Sheldon from the stretch. 2-7 right-handed. It's a ground ball to the pitcher, and they're going to get no. That's going to be a force play with the runner held. Pitcher B Sheldon goes down to Fazio for 1 to first, not in time, and a run will score. It's going to be a 1-4 force. Runner held infield back. For a brief second there, I was thinking infield in. With Fregosi being held, of course, it had to be back. Here's Seaburn. Runner at first, 1 down now. Sheldon from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-4 left-handed. It's a grounder to short X. This could be 2. It's Campy, 323. Here's the play on a 7. He's got it, but his only play is going to be to Fazio on to first, not in time. That'll be a 6-4 force X. And Reichard is erased. Let's get a little better X in there. Runner at first, 2 down, and Jose Cardinal will be the hitter. RBI single in the first. Sheldon out of the stretch. It's a 5-10 right-handed. High pop fly to shallow left. Cater coming in, waiting on it, and makes the catch to end the inning. Angels get a run on a hit and leave him in. After 3, it's 2-1 California. Angels, of course, one of the underachieving teams so far in our replay. For Kansas City, a story of 2 seasons. They stayed in contention for about the first, 1/3 of the year. But they've dropped off, and now they're jettisoning players left and right. So the writing is on the wall for KC. As Colin says, buy a player, get 1 free. That's not far from the truth. As far as Strat, we were supposed to have new cards added to the ATG set for a year now, and they still haven't done it. All they have to do is give them a salary. They have to price these cards. They have the cards already. Just price them and put them in the deck. It doesn't seem like that would be too hard, but oh well. We go to the 4th. Danny Cater will start it off for KC. Lopez into the windup now. It's a 2-7 left-handed. That's a liner towards 3rd. Single to 7. And it's through and into left field for a leadoff single. So Cater aboard. And up steps Harrelson. Harrelson grounded to short in the first inning. Lopez now working from the stretch. Pitch is a 3-10 left-handed base hit into left field. Cater can advance, but 11-9. Reichard +1, that would be 1-10. They're going to hold him up. And the first 2 batters reach for KC here in the 4th. So tying run in scoring position. Harrelson at first, and here's Ed Charles. Lopez taking his time, gets the sign. Mike, that's a Strat rule, actually. You can't do both at the same time. Why? I honestly don't know. Never made much sense to me, but it is a Strat rule. Now, in the super advanced, you can bring the corners in and hold the runner. But you can't bring the middle in. A lot of times in that situation, I would bring the corners, playing on the computer, of course, I would bring the corners in and still hold the runner. But that wouldn't have done any good either, would it? Because the play was to... No, it would have, because the play was to the pitcher. I was thinking of the subsequent play to shortstop. The pitch to Charles, 6-6 right-handed. He lifts it to right field. That's going to be a routine play for Kirkpatrick. He makes the catch. Wait a minute. Yeah. Makes the catch in right. Cater can tag, go to third. 11-13, Kirkpatrick +1. Kirkpatrick 0, so 13, he's only out on a 20. Cater tags and takes third. Runners at the corners, 1 down. Now let's see how the Angels are going to play it with Phil Roof at the plate. This is where I look at the ground ball A's, of course. Roof hits into quite a few double plays. They're going to stay back. Lopez trying to get the ground ball here. The pitch to Roof. 4-9 righty. Instead, Roof lashes one into left center. Double to 6. That's going to be a 2-star single for Roof. And Kansas City ties the game. Cater scores. Harrelson all the way to third. And we're all knotted up at 2. Lopez in the jam here. 6 for endurance, same as Sheldon. And the batter will be Fazio. Fazio is a D bunter, in case you're wondering. But he also does not hit into double plays. Tie game, the Angels pull the infield in. Roof no threat to run. Lopez out of the stretch on a 5-7 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Huge strikeout for Lopez. And with 2 out, it'll be up to Sheldon. Infield back now. Lopez with the pitch on a 2-7. He struck him out. So Lopez bears down with runners at the corners and 1 out, whiffing Fazio and Sheldon. And the Angels settle for a run. A run on 3 hits, they leave a pair. All tied up at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. I'm going to refresh my screen. I'm lagging again. Okay, here's Sheldon. Ed Kirkpatrick will lead off the inning. Sheldon gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Kirkpatrick on a 3-8 right-handed. He loses him, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Kirkpatrick, who's a star 15 stealer. 14, he'll be held on at 12. And the batter will be Rogers. Rogers 0 for 1, batting left-handed. Sheldon from the stretch. 2-4 right-handed. He lifts it the other way to left field. Cater drifts over and puts it away. And here's the fearsome Jackie Hernandez once again. Sheldon's pitch is a 2-7. Fly to left. It's going to be Cater again. Two down. You can't even bunt with Hernandez in this situation because the pitcher's coming up. Here's the pitch to Lopez, a right-handed hitter on a 6'10 righty. That'll be catcher's card. That's Roof. 2E6 behind the plate. The roll is a 9. That'll be the E range. It's a 4 on an E6. That's going to be an error on Roof, and Lopez will reach. Kirkpatrick takes second. Whoops, wrong team. Second KC error. First and second, it will be up to Shaw. And welcome in Jeffrey. Good to see you. How you doing? First and second, 2 down. Sheldon's pitch to Shaw is a 1-7 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to center field. Going back is Repos. Double to 9, and Repos makes a fine running catch to retire the side. Nice play, Repos. And the Angels strand a pair in the 4th. No runs, no hits. There was an error. 2 left on. All tied up at 2 as we go to the 5th inning. Bacon and eggs with Guterman. Oh, nice, Jeff. That's a little more my speed. Those 4 a.m. West Coast starts, well, that's just not going to happen. Top of the order for Kansas City as we move to the 5th inning. Campy, 2 for 2 so far. Lopez gets the sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-5 lefty, and he walks him. Not what you want to do with a +1 battery. 20 held at 18. He's going to roll for it. 2 through 6 or 12. He's got the lead. Here he goes. 1 to 18. Rogers with the throw. He's stolen it. That's number 18 for Campy. And here's the pitch to Repos. 1-4 called, strike 3. Oh, we got a new innovation as well, audio only. Well, that should be interesting. That means I can hear that on the way to my doctor appointment. Be like the old days of when the cars only had an AM radio. Remember those days? FM was around when I first started driving anyway, but it wasn't common yet. Runner in scoring position, 1 down. Here's Hirschberger. Hirschberger's been hot over his last 10 games. There's the pitch from Lopez. It's a 5-10 right-handed. That's catcher's card. That's going to be Rogers. A 2E3. And here's the play on a 16. That's going to be a pass ball followed by a pop out. So Campaneris will move over to third. And with 2 away, Danny Cater will try to pick him up. Cater 1 for 2. Lopez checks the runner at third. Now comes to the plate, 4-10 righty. High pop fly to shallow center. Cardinal jogging in, waiting on it, and puts it away. No runs, no hits. Kansas City leaves Campy at third base. We're halfway home in a 2-2 tie. Almost time for some more coffee. I can make it through this half inning. Yeah, for what I'm going in for, that would be pretty funny. Oh yeah, Franklin, I'd be willing to bet we all did that. Transistor radio under the covers. Oh man, were those the days or what? Used to take it to the beach, too. Jim Fregosi will lead off the bottom of the fifth. Fregosi 1 for 2 today. Sheldon with the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-6 righty. Fregosi lifts it to left. Playable for Cater, who makes the catch. And welcome into Al. How's it going, Al? Reichart 0 for 1 was plunked in the first. Sheldon into the windup. It's a 3-7 righty. Grounded to shortstop. Campaneris has it. Fires over to Harrelson, and there's 2 down. That'll bring up the first baseman, Norm Seaburn. Seaburn 0 for 2 today. Sheldon's pitch is a 5-8 left-handed, and that is hit high and deep to right field. Hirschberger backing up. That's going to be over his head. Triple to 3. That's going to be a stand-up double for Norm Seaburn. Faster runner may have had a triple on that. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. It's up to Cardinal, who's 1 for 2. Sheldon gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-7 right-handed. That's a liner to third, single to 2 only, and it's caught there by Ed Charles. Liner to third, side retired. So no runs to hit. The Angels leave a man in scoring position, and through 5, it's still a 2-2 tie. Sorry, Al. You try keeping up with the chat sometime while playing a game. I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it looks. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I'd completely forgotten I was making a pitcher of iced tea, so I had to finish that, causing a little extra delay there. And we're on to the 6th. Harrelson, Charles, and Roof due for KC. A 2-2 tie here. First endurance inning for both pitchers. Lopez first. Harrelson 1 for 2. Lopez gets the sign from Rogers. 6-7 right-handed as a grounder to second base X. That's going to be a tough chance for Hernandez, who's a 4E65. Hold your breath on this one. It's a 5. He can't get it. That's going to go into right field for a base hit. And Harrelson aboard to lead off the 6th. +3, -2, 19 held at 17. Harrelson's going to roll for it with Ed Charles at the plate. He needs 4 or a 5. Does not get it. And here's Lopez pitch to Charles. On a 1-4 lefty, hard smash to short. It's Fregosi to Hernandez. On to Seaburn, double play. And it that's great. Roof 1 for 2. Lopez into the windup. 2-10 lefty, fly ball to right field. Kirkpatrick drifts over and puts it away. No runs, a hit, nobody left. What's turned out to be a fine pitcher's duel between Marcelino Lopez and Raleigh Sheldon. Now Sheldon with his first endurance inning. Kirkpatrick, Rogers, and Hernandez do. Kirkpatrick 0 for 1 with a walk. Sheldon gets the sign from Roof. Here's the pitch. 2-9 right-handed. Called strike 3. I think that's the first strikeout for Sheldon, isn't it? It is. Sheldon not a strikeout pitcher. Here's Rogers 0 for 2, batting left-handed. The pitch on a 6-4 lefty is a fly to center field X. Repos going back on it. Good outfielder, 2-3, still going back. It's a 1, and he can't get it. That's going to roll to the wall. And Rogers into second, standing with a double. Oh my goodness. I really thought Repos was going to catch that. Ball hit a little harder than we thought, perhaps. And here comes the fearsome Jackie Hernandez with 1 down. Too early to pinch hit. What can I say? I don't make the lineups. Here's the pitch. 3-4 righty. Fly to right field. B question mark. That's Hirschberger to make the catch. And the question mark, I believe, only applies to the runner on third. That's right. So 2 down. Lopez, possible pinch hitting situation. But with these 2 pitchers in a 2-2 deadlock, I'm going to let him bat in the 6th. Righty batter on a 1-6, grounder to shortstop. Can't be charging the slow roller. Scoops it up and throws to Harrelson to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Through 6, still a 2-2 game. Turning out to be a dandy, isn't it, Frank? And the call goes out to Susan Bradley. Susan, if you're out there, somebody remembers you. Seventh inning in a 2-2 tie. Here's Fazio, a right-handed hitter. Lopez into the windup. Here's the pitch on a 1-3. It's a fly ball to straightaway center. Cardinal right there in his tracks makes the catch. Now what to do with Sheldon? I'm going to give this a minute and throw it out to the chat. My first gut instinct is to pinch hit for Sheldon here. What say you? I'll say this a lot of the times, I will look at the endurance. For example, Sheldon, according to Strat anyway, a 6-inning pitcher. He's pitched 6. If he was a 7 or higher, I'd be less likely to hit. I've got 2 agreeing with me. Jeff wants him to hit. Let's take a look at the Kansas City bullpen. Too early for Aker. Who would they bring in this spot to face 3 right-handed hitters. Reliever would most likely be John Wyatt, who's throwing. Yeah, that's the move, definitely. From Kansas City. If I'm managing Kansas City trying to win this game, that's the move. They will send up a hitter for Sheldon. John Wyatt will come on. Needing a base runner, let's see who the hitter's going to be. A lot of lefties, that's for sure. Could be Nosek. But it's going to be Chavaria. Ossie Chavaria will pinch hit for the pitcher. Sheldon will get over it eventually, yes. Okay, Ozzie hitting, let's see, Ozzie now. On the season, Chavaria 279, a homer and 7 RBIs. Lopez into the windup. On a 6-7 right-handed. It's a grounder to second base X, and that's Hernandez. Hold your breath, 465. On a 10, it's the E range. Well, we know what that's going to be. That is an error on Hernandez. First Angel error. Chavaria now a star 15. +1 battery 16, held at 14. With 1 out, he's going to roll for the lead. He's automatically out on a 12. He gets the lead 2 through 5. 6, he does not get the lead. Here's the next pitch to Campy. 3-9 left-handed is a hard smash to shortstop. Fregosi into the hole, turns and flips to Hernandez for 1 to first, not in time. That'll be a 6-4 force. Chavaria erased. And now it's Campy at first, held at 18, and he's going to roll for the lead. He's already stolen 1 today. 2 through 6 or 12, he does not get it. And here's Repos, 1 for 3. Excuse me, 0 for 3. Left on left matchup here. The pitch is a 3-7, and he flies it to center. That's going to be a can of corn for Cardinal, who gloves it to retire the side. No runs, no hits, a man left. And we're going to stretch with the score tied at 2. When we come back, right-hander John Wyatt will take the mound. So we can close out Sheldon. He worked 6. Only allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. 2 walks, he hit a batter, and struck out 1. So Sheldon pitched a fine game. Frank, that's the same die I've been using all along. He's been in the top tower many times with temperatures in the 90s, but he's not today. Nope, no Mookie. So where is he? If he's not in the living room, he's probably in the window, which is even hotter. Nope, he's sacked out on the bed. That looks comfortable, Mookie. Let's turn the light on and get a better look. He says, turn that off. I liked it. I came in here because it was nice and dark. What's up, Mook? Huh? Yeah? I'll tell you what, we're much more sensitive to the heat than cats are. He doesn't seem to care. I'll give you half of it, though. When it's cold, he does seek the high ground. But I had the AC on. We're supposed to hit 100 today. It was 98 at game time. I had the AC on. I turned it off for the game because it's loud, but it's still very pleasant 76 inside. God, I love being on the bottom floor. For many reasons. The top floor, well, you'd have a better view and you'd get some of the lower floor's heat in the winter perhaps, but I don't care about that. My utilities bill is pretty darn cheap. I keep it pretty toasty in the winter. It doesn't seem to hurt me any. So there's the star of our show, the famous Mookie. More of Mookie can be seen on my Patreon. Not a whole lot, because I really don't know what to put on there. Looks like we got an update here from Blaine in the World Series tournament. 39 Yankees best the 1910 A's. These are both the first games. Okay. So plenty of ball left for everybody. Oh yeah, the leap. That can also be found on both sites. That's here on YouTube. Under the Mookie category, Mookie's Leap. And also on Patreon. And all I can say is that the camera angle doesn't even do it justice. It's further than what it looks like. But here's John Wyatt now as we get back to the ball game. Wyatt's been in 10 games. He's 1-2 with a 4.38 ERA, just 12 and a third innings so far. And he'll be looking at the top of the Angel lineup. Shaw 0 for 2 with a walk. Wyatt gets the sign for release now. The pitch is a 1-5 righty, and Shaw lines one into left field for a leadoff single. Zero, so we've got a 0 battery. Shaw not held at 13. He's not a star stealer. And the Angels' best hitter at the plate. Fregosi will swing away. Wyatt out of the stretch. 2-8 righty. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Cater at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall for extra bases. Shaw rounding third, 1-14. Repose a 0 with nobody out there, going to slam on the brakes. Shaw almost ran through the stop sign. But the Angels in business here, second and third and nobody out. And we're going to have further action in the Kansas City pen now. Unfortunately, they do, for them anyway, they do not have a left-handed pitcher. So they're going to get the kind of backwards righty Jim Nash up as Rick Reichart steps to the plate. Oh, you could see him mapping it, yeah. When he was a kitten, I had him on the second story in a motel over in Ocean Shores, Washington. He got up on the, what would you call it, the wall of the deck, the fence. I could see him mapping that. So I picked him up and put him back in the room, put his harness on him. He was going to do it. He was going to jump down to the ground from 2 stories. And he probably could have done it. But then I would have had to go get him. Kansas City pulls the infield in, second and third, nobody out. Rick Reichart, the home run and RBI leader on this ball club, standing at the plate. Wyatt gets the sign from Roof. The windup and the pitch on a 3-3. It's a grounder to short with the infield in. That'll prevent a run. Campy looks the runner back and throws him out. So the infield in saves a run. It'll remain in for Norm Seaburn. Seaburn 1 for 3. Wyatt gets the sign, the windup, the pitch on a 3-5 righty. He walks him to load the bases. Well, from Kansas City's perspective anyway, perhaps I should not have hit for Sheldon. Wyatt has loaded the bases. Nash almost ready. With a right-handed batter at the plate. We're going to give Wyatt one more hitter. Let's look at Cardinals' card. Looking for ground ball A's, of course, here. Cardinal does not hit into a lot of double plays. And as most of you regulars know, I loathe the infield in with the bases loaded. But with Cardinal not likely to hit into a double play, they're going to pull it. They're going to keep it in. Bases loaded, infield in. Wyatt's last batter, one way or the other. The pitch to Cardinals, a 5-3 right-handed. The fly to left field X. Tough chance for Cater. Cater, a 4-14. Hold your breath on this one. Here's the play on an 8. It's an E4 on a 14. I don't have to tell you that that's going to be a 2-base error and 2 runs will score. So Cater muffs what appeared to be a catchable fly ball. Shaw scores. Fregosi scores. Seaburn stops at third. Third error for the much maligned Kansas City defense, and that's going to do it for Wyatt. Here comes Dark. They're losing ugly. Jim Nash will come in to replace him. Just a third of an inning for Wyatt with 2 hits and a walk. And a crucial Danny Cater error gives the Angels the lead. Second and third still only 1 out. The infield will remain in. Kirkpatrick 0 for 2 with a walk. Nash ready to go. Nash on the year 1-0, 1.45 in 19 innings of work. Nash has not started the game yet. At some point he'll make 17 starts. The pitch to Kirkpatrick, infield in, 1-9 righty, called strike 3. Huge strikeout there for Nash. Kirkpatrick caught looking for the second time today, and it will be up to Rogers. Could walk Rogers and pitch to the awesome Hernandez. However, it's the 7th inning, which means that more likely than not, the Angels would hit for Hernandez. So Nash, a backwards righty, will take his chances against the switch hitter who came into the game hitting just 209. Here's the pitch to Rogers on a 5-6 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Nash comes in and whiffs a pair, but 2 unearned runs on 2 hits, 2 left. Gives the Angels the lead. And after 7 complete, it's California 4, Kansas City 2. And going to the 8th with a slim lead, they're going to replace Hernandez anyway. So Knopp will come off the bench. Got to get that 1E17 in there, don't you? The rest of it looks pretty good. Third endurance inning for Lopez. Cater's folly, yes. 3 errors in the game for the Athletics. Still a 2-run game, 2 innings to go. Hirschberger 0 for 2 with a walk will start it off. Lopez gets his sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 4-5 righty. A grounder down to third. Shaw gloves it. Throws to Seaburn, 1 down. And here's Cater. Good thing he's playing on the road. Lopez pitch. 1-5 lefty. Routine grounder to second. Knopp to Seaburn. And 2 down, and here's Hawk Harrelson, 2 for 3. Lopez into the windup. 4-6 righty. He loses in ball 4. I want to look at this Howie Reed because he pitched in the game in real life. Bob Lee, of course, the team's save leader. And both right-handers begin to toss as Ed Charles comes to bat with 2 down and a man on first. Lopez from the stretch. It's a 2-4 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Reichart at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Holy crap. Ed Charles has just tied this game up with a 2-out, 2-run blast. Let's take another look at it. 2-4 lefty, home run to 8. He rolled the 5. And for Ed Charles, just his 2nd home run of the season. And he's a weak against lefties. That's the only place he could get it. So I guess you could say a big break for Kansas City. This game is tied again. That kind of gets Cater off the hook. We'll have to see how it plays out. Phil Roof is the hitter now. 1 more hitter walk will fatigue Lopez. He'll pitch to Roof. It's a 1-10 lefty. Foul ball back of the plate. Rogers throws the mask aside and puts it away. So 2 runs on a hit. A 2-run shot by Ed Charles. And we're all tied up at 4. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Fazio will be replaced at second by Dick Green. .13 runner, 2E19. Nash will start the inning as Jack Aker begins to toss. Cater owes Charles a beer at the very least. Yes, sir. So Jim Nash, who struck out both batters he faced, will come out and pitch the eighth. Aker begins to warm. Bobby Knopp, inserted into the game for defense, will lead things off. Knopp on the season, .225, 4 homers, 23 RBIs. 17 extra base hits in total, including a league-leading 9 triples. Nash's pitch is a 5'10 right-hander. It's a hot smash to third base X. Charles once again, 318 to his left. Here's the play on a 5. Fantastic stop to his feet, throws in time. Ed Charles, ladies and gentlemen. And now the Angels will have to hit for Lopez. He was getting near the end of the line anyway. Lopez goes 8 innings today. Right, 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 left, right. Howie Reed beginning to warm in the Angel pen. Actually, he was warming. Against the right-handed Nash, let's see who the pinch hitter is going to be. That's a tough call. They could go for Pearsall, Jimmy Pearsall with the most on base. But they're going to go for lightning in a bottle and send up Jackie Warner to bat. Warner, of course, due to the injury, pretty much limited to pinch hitting duty now. He did pinch hit in this game in real life. 308 and 91 at-bats. He has 13 homers, still listed among the league leaders, believe it or not. 13 homers and 24 RBIs. And that's going to send Roof out to the mound. They're going to go over how they want to pitch to Warner. Okay, they're set. Warner standing in from the right side. Nash into the windup. It's a 3-9 right-handed. Called strike 3. That's another thing Warner does, strike out a lot. 2 down and the batter will be Shaw. 1 for 3 with a walk. Nash is set. The pitch is a 3-9 right-handed. Called strike 3. So Nash has fanned 4 of the 5 batters he's faced. Fantastic job out of the pen by Jim Nash today. And we're going to go to the 9th in a 4-4 tie. Coming on will be Howie Reed. I'm going to take a short break and check the Angels' pen. Not a huge difference there between any of these guys. Bob Lee will begin warming. Lee, the team's leader in saves with 8. He has 8 of the Angels' 11 saves. Not a save situation, of course. It's Green, the pitcher's spot, and Campaneris. Green's first at bat of the day. Still the Kansas City RBI leader with 32. Green hitting .262 with 3 home runs. Reed has 1 start, 3 relief appearances, no record, and a 4.32. Reed into the windup. The pitch to Green is a 1-9 right-handed. Called strike 3. Green down on strikes, and now we'll have a pinch hitter for Nash. I almost hate to take Nash out. Five up, 5 down, and 4 strikeouts. On the other hand, Kansas City has Aker. Aker about ready. And against the righty. Uncarded Stone. No, the batter will be Larry Stahl, left-handed hitting outfielder. Stahl hitting .270, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. Reed gets the sign from Rogers. The pitch to Stahl is a 2-5 righty. Struck him out. Holy cow. Nash and Reed come in throwing gas. 2 down, nobody on, and here's Campy. Campy 2 for 3 today with a walk. Reed's pitch on a 3-9 righty. He pops him up on the left side. Fregosi will take it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Howie Reed. Franklin, I smell something too. In comes Aker. Aker with a magnificent card. Let's check his numbers. He has not pitched up to the card. 0-4. He does have 12 saves, but an ERA of 4.18. While not terrible, certainly doesn't match the card. There's his real life numbers. 1.99 with 32 saves. Bottom of the 9th. Hey, I want to thank all you guys for hanging out. Good crowd on hand here. Middle of the week game. In a 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 9th, the Angels will send up Fregosi, Reichart, and Seaburn. Can the Angels walk it off, or are we headed for extras? Fregosi 2 hits today, singled in the 3rd, doubled in the 7th, scored twice. Aker gets the sign from Reed. The pitch to Fregosi on a 4-3 righty is a grounder to shortstop. It's Campaneris. Flings it over to Harrelson, 1 down. Fregosi grounds out to his opposite number, and the batter will be Rick Reichart. Here's Reichart now, the team home run leader with 15. Aker into the windup. The pitch to Reichart on a 4-7. That's a high fly ball to center. Going back is Repose. Double to 2, and Repose tracks it down. 2 down, nobody on. It will be up to Seaburn. Doubled and walked in this one. Roof flashing the signs. Aker into the windup. 5-5 lefty, and he hits that one the other way. It's going to drop in front of Cater, of course, in left field for a single. Seaburn, no threat to run. Let's see if they've got a pinch runner. Joe Adcock could play first base. Aker a -4 hold. They're not going to get the steal anyway. Willie Smith, the pinch runner. Not a base stealer, but he is the 13 runner compared to Rogers' 9. What the hell did I do with... I'm sorry, Seaburn's 9. What am I saying? Seaburn's 9. The hitter is Jose Cardinal. Runner on first, 2 down. Aker from the stretch now. That's a 4-10 right-handed. A hot smash to third. Charles goes down to Green for the force. And we're going to extra innings. Kirkpatrick, he stays. Joe Adcock will come in and take over at first. It's kind of unfortunate in a way for the Angels because Adcock could have been a good pinch hitter. E5, slightly better defense. And he's even slower than Seaburn, 1 through 8. Left, right, right. They're going to stick with Reed. He'll be on a short leash. Rated 3 for relief endurance. So we played 9 innings to a draw, and we go to the 10th. Roger Repos will start it off. Roger 0 for 4 today. Reed into the windup. That's going to be a 2-5 right-handed. That's belted to center field. That's going to be over Cardinal's head. Repos out of the box. Cardinal gets it back in, and Repos holding with a leadoff double. And here comes Rigney, and that's going to do it for Reed. They're going to go to the stopper, although I should mention Bob Lee has not been pitching well of late. He's actually in the who's hot, who's not list. He's on the who's not. Let me find it here. In his last 7 innings, he's given up 13 hits and 8 runs, including 4 home runs. He has been their best reliever. 1-1, a team-leading 8 saves and a 3.03 ERA overall. He inherits a runner at second. And Mike Hirschberger, the batter. Hirschberger 0 for 3 today. Lee gets the sign. Here's the pitch. 6-8 right-handed. Line drive right at Shaw. Oh my. Back to the bag, Repos. And here's Danny Cater in what figures to be his final at-bat. In fact, they're going to call Cater back. Jose Tartable grabs the bat. He'll hit for Cater and take over in left. So the wheels are turning now in the late innings. Tartable, a fine outfielder. In fact, it's safe to say, had Tartable been in left field all along, he would not be playing in the 10th inning. Runner at second, one down. Tartable on the year hitting .373. Just 142 at-bats, not enough to qualify. Lee gets the sign. The pitch to Tartable on a 1-11. Foul ball back at the plate. Rogers throws the mask away and makes the catch. That's a big out for Lee. It'll be up to Harrelson. Harrelson 2 for 3 with a walk. Ed Charles on deck. If you're thinking about walking Hawk, all Charles did was hit a 2-run homer his last at bat. So Lee facing Harrelson with 2 down. Here's the windup and here's the pitch. It's a 5-10 righty. Grounder to short. Routine for Fregosi. And we're going to the bottom of the 10th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Tartable stays in the game in left field, of course. Most of the 23,485 still in the house. Jack Aker, as Frank pointed out, probably the best relief card in the deck in 1966, facing Kirkpatrick, Rogers, and Knopf. Kirkpatrick 0 for 3 with a walk, struck out his last 2 times up. Aker gets the sign from Roof now. Here's the pitch on a 2-8. Called strike 3, and it's the hat trick for Ed Kirkpatrick. That brings up Rogers, the catcher, switch hitter batting lefty. Aker into the windup, 5-6 lefty. It's a grounder to short, single to 2. And it's fielded by Campaneris, who throws him out. 2 down, and here's Bobby Knopf, 0 for 1. Aker gets the sign. The windup, the pitch. 3-5 righty, struck him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels in the bottom of the 10th. We move to the 11th inning. Give me 1 minute here. I may have to move the camera. Yeah, just a little bit. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Get it in there so we can see the whole card. Says 24 still in the chat as we go to the 11th inning. Charles, Roof, and Green due for Kansas City. What a game. Man, we've had some good ones lately. Charles, of course, tied the game with a 2-run homer his last time up, leading it off here against Bob Lee. Lee gets the sign from Rogers. The pitch is a 2-4 righty, and that's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Reichart. Can you believe it? Charles has done it again. Holy mackerel. Ed Charles, who hit only 9 that year. Okay, he does have N power against right-handers at least. The one against the lefty was more unlikely. That's Charles' 3rd home run of the year. That gives Kansas City a 5-4 lead, and the batter is Phil Roof. Ed Charles, all but cementing the player of the game here. And here's Roof, 1 for 4. Bob Lee with the pitch on a 6-6. He pops him up left side. Fregosi will take it, and there's 1 away. And here's Dick Green. What did the squiggy guy say in League of Their Own? I've seen enough to know that I've seen too much. Dick Green 0 for 1. Lee's pitch is a 2-9 righty. It's a grounder to third. Shaw has it and throws him out. Aker a 1. 2 out, nobody on. They're going to leave Aker in. Let's see what his rating is. He's a 3. Yeah, they're not taking Aker out. Pitch is a 5-9 righty. He lifts it to right field. Kirkpatrick settling under it. And we go to the bottom of the 11th. And Ed Charles does it again. He tied this game with a 2-run shot in the 8th. And now here in the 11th, he gives Kansas City a 5-4 advantage. Quick glance at the defense. Looks good. Aker going for his 3rd inning of work today. He's rated 3 for endurance. This will be an endurance inning. Angels have to hit for lead. No doubt about that. Let's see what they've got against the righty Aker. It's got to be the prankster, Jay Johnstone. Johnstone steps into the left-handed box. On the season, he is 5 for 16 with a walk, all as a pinch hitter. That's a .313 average. Aker gets the sign. 6'9", left-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. Tough chance for Campaneris. Into the hole, .323. Here's the play on a 15. Campy's there. Strong throw in time. Nice play, Campaneris. 1 down, and Paul Shaw steps to the plate. Crowd on its feet. Aker into the windup. Pitch to Shaw on a 3-4. Comebacker. Aker over to Harrelson. And the Angels down to their last out, and it's their best hitter, Jim Fregosi. Once again, Fregosi came into this game hitting .327. He's 2 for 5 today. Aker gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Fregosi. 4-11 righty. Routine grounder to second. That's going to do it. Dick Green to Harrelson, and that's the ball game. And Kansas City hoisting Ed Charles onto their shoulders. The unlikeliest of power hitters. As Frank said, No, don't even bother voting for the player of the game. With a 2-home run game, it's easily Ed Charles. Aker with his 3-inning performance, allowing just a hit. He picks up the win, by the way. That is his first win. He's 1-4. No runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Bob Lee takes the loss and his struggles continue. His record drops to 1-2. I'll have the totals here in a moment. Got to figure out the Angel pitchers. Lopez. Okay, I forgot to mark that. Lopez, 8 innings, 6, 7, 8 hits. Four runs. He walked 2, 3. Struck out 2, 3, just 3. Reed in an inning plus gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and Lee in 2 innings, 1 hit and a run, no walks, no strikeouts. So on a day when the Athletics committed 3 errors, they managed to pull it out in 11, 5-4. 5 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. For the Angels, 4 runs, just 7 hits, 1 error. And based on the last 11 days for Bob Lee, the Angels may be looking for a new stopper. I have no idea who that would be, however. I want to thank everybody once again for watching. There may or may not be a game tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be a pretty busy day. I might be able to squeak one in, though. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and schedule it. If you see the time move to Friday, you'll know. And the next game up will be the Minnesota Twins at the Chicago White Sox. Mudcat Grant versus Tommy John. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, Perry. How you doing, Perry? Thanks, Unmitigated. Thank you, Blaine. Thank you, everybody. Hell of a game today. Boy, that was fun. So the Athletics take 2 of 3 from the Angels. Minnesota at Chicago next on the slate. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm hungry. About time to grab a late lunch. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. Hope to see you. Well, I would say hope to see you tomorrow, but I'm not sure about tomorrow. So I'll just say I'll see you when I see you. Look for the game schedule here. I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow, but again, that's subject and likely to change, quite frankly. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your evening and take care. Bye for now.